The 2016 NBA dunk contest between Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine was an all-timer. Let's break it down. Aaron Gordon's up first, and he's out there with team mascot Stuff the Magic Dragon. Shout out to Stuff, an absolute maniac who you should not look at if you've recently ingested an edible, because that's freakout city. My legs are spiders. Somebody call an ambulance. Stuff holds the ball up and starts spinning like a toy you'd order off Amazon with one-star reviews like, yeah, looks cool, but it almost killed my mother-in-law. Daryl's Christmas was ruined. Gordon goes up, spins around while cuffing the rock, and throws his hand behind his head for good measure. The whole thing is more seamless than a chewed up baseball. And Shaq's hitting everybody with a "that's what I'm talking about," like when you see your waiter bringing out those sizzling fajitas. Zach LaVine is up next, and he goes off a bounce 360 cuff and slam. Now this is a pretty similar dunk to Gordon's, but this man is floating through the air like Fleetwood Mac lyrics at karaoke night. It's special. There's love in the air. We're all gonna live forever. Watch how he grabs the ball and then immediately snaps his head around. Like if we pause it right here, I'd say there's a pretty solid chance of this dude losing control and spiking it off a celebrity's dome in the third row. But this man is on the Wonkavator with a fresh gobstopper in his cheek, and away we go, my friends. Tens across the board. Gordon comes back out with Stuff, and if you ever see someone do this, they're about to do some wild shit, like, I don't know, like a cannonball into a hot tub. And my intuition was 100% right, because what in the Topanga Lawrence did I just witness? The crowd is going nuts, and this is exactly what I did when I won $50 on a scratch ticket and told everybody at the store, guess what? Milky Ways are on me, bitches. And I need to slow this down. Gordon approaches the ball with that Tom Cruise, I'm holding onto the side of an airplane face. He jumps over the mascot, puts the ball under his legs, and I don't get how somebody's body can physically do this. This man is so high, he just became Vizine's national spokesman. Lefty over the head, Bangarang Rufio. Another 50 for AG. Zach steps up and walks to the other end of the court, which means we're going to have a long distance dunk, but this ain't your daddy's free throw slam, as LaVine incorporates what Hoopers would call a sick ass windmill, winding up like Hideo Nomo with nobody on base and flushing it like an airplane stinker. And Aaron Gordon is like, oh, you want to get nuts? All right, you sick bastard, let's get nuts. Gordon steps up and takes the bounce off the side of the backboard before spinning and throwing it in reverse. Again, this is insane body control. And look at the height above the rim like Shep, and Shaq's got that I just ate questionable ribs before bungee jumping look on his face. These dunks are insane. 50. Zach LaVine lines up for his next dunk, and this man is now standing in the TNT cameraman section, so you know some NBA Jam shit is about to go down. And when you consider where he's jumping from, this dunk is even more insane. Like he's got a 50-50 chance of getting what doctors would call a dented forehead. And Gordon's like, oh, we're just doing eyes in the back of the head. I didn't get the memo, but you know what? I'll pull some shit out for that. But at this point, Gordon has to be out of dunks. He's walking around like, what if I lit the ball on fire and dunked that? Does anybody have any gasoline? I'll do it. I don't care. But he settles on doing this. Now, at first watch, this is like, yeah, that's a fine dunk because it happens so fast. Like when you get broken up with on a roller coaster. But this is sick. He brings it over his head like he's doing tri-step extensions at Planet Fitness, back between his legs and through. He gets a 47, which honestly I think is a tough score because look at my man, he could floss with the net. Zach LaVine doesn't waste any time lining up for what appears to be the Olympic triple jump, but he abruptly calls off his takeoff by doing the Frank Costanza because you gotta have that footwork right. He returns to the runway, and this has to be the most casual, insane dunk ever, through the legs from just inside the free throw line, and the amount of teenagers who tried this in a pool and probably fractured their faces has to be roughly 1,000. Maybe more. I don't know. I don't know stats. But Zach LaVine is cooler than a Hornets starter jacket in 1995. Tens all around. One of the best dunk contests of all time, and honestly, either guy could have won. But in the end, Zach LaVine takes home the title. Shout out to these legends, especially Stuff, you wild-ass dragon, who I will definitely see in my nightmares.